I'm gonna show you a few touches, but at the end of the day, this is a game of focus.
Very clever.
All right, now, attention is like a spotlight, and our job is to dance in the darkness.
Are you easily distracted? And do you know what a con means? Well, join us in our latest Cinephile episode to find out. And be sure to visit our FUNDAY website for more. What's up, movie fans? I'm Wade, your Cinephile host. Focus is a 2015 American crime comedy drama film starring Will Smith and Margot Robbie. That's right, Deadshot and Harley Quinn are in a movie together, for all my DC fans. Well, this plot follows a career con artist who takes an aspiring female con artist under his wings, packed with twists and turns, so I hope you are ready. One piece of advice, stay focused.
Seasoned conman Nicky Spurgeon meets an inexperienced grifter, Jess Barrett, who tries to seduce him and con him, pretending they've been caught by her jealous husband. When they fail, Nicky advises them never to lose focus when faced with an unexpected situation, and to die with the lie. Nicky then follows Jess and convinces her to have drinks. He tells her how he got into the business and how his father killed his grandfather in a standoff, explaining the Toledo panic button tactic, in which you shoot your partner to show your loyalty. She asks him to tutor her, so he shows her a couple moves.
I step to here, you're not gonna slap my face, are you?
Why?
You would if you knew where my hand was.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
You get their focus. You take whatever you want.
Jess follows him to New Orleans and successfully persuades Nicky to give her a chance to prove herself. She's introduced to Nicky's crew, including the obese and profane Farhad and fellow conman Hortz. They immediately put her to the test and begin pickpocketing rich folks at a parade. Initially, Jess is told what to do, but she soon gets into a groove and takes over the whole operation.
I got this.
What?
Give me some shade.
Wait.
Jess passes the test and is recruited. Nicky gives her the breakdown and insights to the business and how they operate. It's not long before the attraction between the two developed into a romantic relationship, and Jess continuing to excel at what she does. At the 17th Super Bowl, Nicky gets into a round of increasingly extravagant bets with gambler Lee Ying-tai, even to the point of losing all the money the crew had earned. To win it back, Nicky proposes the wildest bet. He asks Tai to pick any player on or off the field and says that Jess will guess the number picked. A distraught Jess, hesitant to pick, scans the field and sees Farhad wearing jersey number 55, realizing it's another con. This victory leaves Tai in complete disbelief. Nicky later explains to Jess how Tai had been programmed to pick 55 since he arrived, with subtle, subconscious prompts throughout his day.
And it's not only what he sees, it's what he hears. The Mandarin word for 5 is woo. There are 124 woo-woos in sympathy for the devil. Now, he's not registering it, but it's all there. So when he picks up those binoculars, looks out on the field, sees a familiar face with the number 55 on his jersey, some little voice in the back of his mind says, that's it. And he thinks it's intuition, and he picks.
Jess is overwhelmingly impressed by the con and with Nicky. But after finish explaining, Nicky leaves Jess with her cut, instructing the driver to take her to the airport without any explanation.
Take her to the airport.
No, going to the airport. Wait, can you just talk to me? Can you just...
Sorry.
Nicky?
You did great.
What's going
did
on? Answer me! Nicky!
Ouch, that's cold, especially being on the receiving end of that exchange. I'm sure we've all experienced something similar, where we were left hanging without an explanation. The worst part about it is it leaves you confused and questioning what you did wrong. Well, 3 years later, Nikki is in Buenos Aires working for a billionaire motorsports team owner, Rafael Garriga, who's looking to beat a team headed by Australian businessman McEwen in order to win the racing championship.
Nikki pretends to be a disgruntled technician on Garriga's team, willing to sell Garriga's custom fuel use algorithm, EXR. Instead, he will sell McEwen a bogus version which will slow their cars down during the race. Now that the plan is set, it's time to execute. At a pre-race party, Nikki unexpectedly runs into Jess, who is now Garriga's girlfriend. After fake drinking part of the night, he begins to really drink upon seeing Jess. Nikki then goes overboard and physically punches Garriga in public, getting himself thrown out but ultimately recruited by McEwen to provide the component, just as planned. But Nikki appears to be jealous of Garriga's relationship with Jess.
Are you working an angle on Raphael?
No, Jess, I'm working for him, but I wouldn't trust him if I were you.
But I should trust you.
All right,
That's
Jess.
interesting.
Okay, Jess, come on.
Nikki, if Raphael sees us together, I don't know what's gonna happen, okay? He's the jealous type. You need to stay away from me.
After a few attempts, Nikki had to bring in Farhad to really convince Jess that he has changed and really wants her back. They eventually rekindled their relationship. The next morning, head of Garriga's security entourage, Owens, suspiciously wanders around Nikki's hotel room playing a game of cat and mouse. Fortunately, he narrowly misses catching Jess. Nikki later not only delivers the real components to McEwen for 3 million euros, but also sells it to other teams for similar amounts.
I wish you the best of luck.
With friends like you, who needs luck?
Wish you the best of luck. With friends like you, who needs luck? Wish you the best of luck.
Friends like you, who needs luck? Friends like you, who needs luck? Friends like you, who needs...
Nikki and Jess attempt to run away together, but they are caught by Garriga's men and taken to his garage. Jess is tied up and her mouth is taped shut, while Nikki is given a beating. Garriga is convinced that Jess had something to do with Nikki gaining access to EXR and begins to suffocate the gagged Jess. To save her, Nikki begins explaining that once again he conned and used Jess in order to gain access to the EXR, but without her knowledge.
Then I saw Jess at the party, and when I found out that the two of you were together, I knew she was my in, so I used her. And I've been using her. You see, there's a science to getting people to trust you. With women, it's all about emotion, connection, that you feel the emotion as strongly as they do.
But Jess then reveals that she isn't in a relationship with Garriga, to Nikki's surprise, and that she was only trying to seduce him in order to steal his valuable watch and to make Nikki jealous. At which point, Nikki finally decides to really come clean with the truth. But Owen shoots him in the chest, causing a horrified Garriga to leave. Nikki appears dead, but Owen reveals he is in on the con and begins to tape Nikki up and draws the excess blood out of his chest so he can breathe. Jess then realizes it was the Toledo panic button con.
You die with the lie, Mello, and you still just might.
Oh, fuck
Jesus
you, don't
H.
call me Mello.
Christ.
You're his dad?
In the loosest fucking possible terms.
I'm Bucky, by the way. You know I like you, honey. You can take a punch.
Bucky drives Nikki and Jess to the hospital. Before he drops them off, he explains the real reason why he left Nikki on the streets all those years ago, saying that love he had for him made him vulnerable, and that's why he left. He emphasized that love will get you killed in the game, and departed with the money as a reminder of the consequences of losing focus. After he leaves, Nikki noticed that Jess snatched Garriga's watch before he left the warehouse. A smiling Nikki and Jess then slowly walked towards the hospital together.
Whew, that felt like an exception kind of con, a con within a con. It's crazy the great lengths at which people will go to get what they want. We see that dying with the lie is what it takes to be a great con artist. But is it worth it? I'll leave that up to you to decide. 接下来 Ruby 要揭晓今天电影迷决胜焦点 Focus 要教我们些什么。Hey Ruby, what are your thoughts on the art of deception?
Well, if not used to hurt people, it can be quite fun.
What do you mean? Deception implies tricking people. How can it be good?
Magic.
Oh right, that's deception that brings the light.
Yes. Unfortunately, con artists use deception to harm and steal from people, like we're seeing in the movie.
Right, and somebody always ends up hurt. 诶 con artist 是 pros and con 的 con 吗？
Yes and no. Same word, different meaning. Pros and cons 的 con 指弊病或是不利条件。
Oh, and what's the other meaning?
Con 除了弊病外，也有诈骗的意思 ，like con into buying something 表示受骗买了什么。
Oh yeah, and when we say it's a con, means it's a 圈套。
Yes, con artist 就是骗子、诈欺犯。
Well, their ability to deceive is impressive, but we better just stick with the magicians who use their power for good. Well, I'm Wade.
I'm Ruby.
Hope you've learned something useful in this episode of Cinephile as I did. You can find more on the FUNDAY website.
Let's make every day a fun day.
Will you be my boyfriend? Just for a minute. You're not a serial killer, are you?
It depends. How many times does it take to get to cereal?
5?
Oh, no, we're good.